At, as the night wore on, they walked quietly and efficiently. Taehyung packed a small bag with initials, clothes, a little money he had saved, and a few items Jungkook kept where he could. Though his body was still sore from the beatings he had endured, every noise outside the door made them freeze, their heart pounding with the fear of being catched. By the time dawn approached, they checked his watch, counting down the minute until the guards outside would change their shifts. He glanced at Jungkook, who was sitting on the bed looking out the window with hope. Then walked over, taking Jungkook's hand and pulling him to his feet. Then it's time, Jungkook nodded. They moved quietly, Taehyung leading the way as they slept. Taehyung and Jungkook ran through the quiet streets. Their breath came in short, sharp, their heart pounding as they touched every possible sight line, ducking behind rocks and trees to avoid being seen. Their decision pressed heavily on. Jungkook and Taehyung ran through the quiet streets. Their breath came in short, sharp bursts, their heart pounding as they took every possible sight line, ducking behind walls and trees to avoid being seen. Their decision pressed heavily on them, but neither looked back. They couldn't afford to. When they finally reached the bus stop, Taehyung bent over, fainting heavily, his hands resting on his knees as he tried to catch his breath, his mind spinning from both exhaustion and fear. Kook stood beside him, scanning their surroundings with sharp eyes, almost already alert for any sign of danger. Jungkook, we can't stay here long. The bus should be here soon. Taehyung nodded weakly, unable to find the words. His words had always been the four walls. Now out in the open, every sound, every shadow felt like a threat. He clung to Jungkook like a lifeline, his only source of comfort in the strange and terrifying reality. The bus arrived after a few minutes, the sound of its brakes screeching, breaking the silence. Jungkook quite quickly ushered Taehyung inside, paying for their tickets and guiding him to very back of the bus. They sat down, Jungkook pulling Taehyung close to him, shielding him as much as he could from the outside world. Taehyung, Jungkook, where are we going? Taehyung asked softly, his voice trembling. He brushed his face in Jungkook's chest, his hands clenching at Jungkook's throat like a child seeking solace. Jungkook wrapped his arm around Taehyung, his hand resting protectively on the back of Taehyung's head. He pressed his lips to Taehyung's hair, a gesture meant to comfort both for them. Jungkook, somewhere far, somewhere safe. I will take care of everything, Taehyung. You just have to trust me. Taehyung nodded against Jungkook's chest, his fear subsiding slightly at the reassurance in Jungkook's voice, but the worry in his heart didn't go away. He could feel Jungkook's heartbeat. It was fast, just like his own. No matter how much Jungkook tried to appear strong, Taehyung knew he was as scared. Taehyung, Jungkook, I trust you, he said, his voice muffled. Jungkook tightening his hold on Taehyung. Jungkook, I will protect you no matter what. I would rather die than let him hurt you. Taehyung's eyes welled up with tears at Jungkook's words, but he didn't cry. Instead, he crawled further into Jungkook's embrace, finding solace in his warmth. The bus rolled down. Jungkook kept his eyes on the road ahead, his mind racing as he thought about their next step. He had to stay strong for them. He had to figure out a way to keep them safe. The bus ride seems endless yet long, not long enough. Every pair of eyes on the bus had one onto them, silent whisper and judging stares following by their every move. Jungkook with his bruised and battled face, and who looked like he didn't belong anywhere near the dot. It wasn't hard for the passenger to put the pieces together. Two young men on run carrying nothing but this and fear. When the bus finally came to a stop outside the city limits, Taehyung and Jungkook stepped off. Taehyung tugged at Jungkook's hand, his grip tighter than before, as if letting go would mean losing him forever. The air outside was cooler, fresher, but it didn't. It did a little to calm their nerves. Jungkook looked around, scanning the small, familiar town when they had arrived in. It was far from the chaos of the city, a quiet rural area where they might stand a chance to disappear for a while, but the bruises on his face and Taehyung's refined appearance were sure to draw attention. Taehyung glanced around nervously, his heart pounding as he catch the lingering gaze of a few passers-by. He leaned closer to Jungkook, his voice trembling. Taehyung, Jungkook, they are all looking at us. What if someone recognized me? What if they call my father? Jungkook placed a steadying hand on Taehyung's shoulder, his voice low and calm despite the uneasy in his eyes. Jungkook let them look. They don't know anything for sure. Just keep your head down and don't go let go of my hand. Taehyung nodded, gripping Jungkook's hand tighter. They started walking, their step quick and purposeful. The stares of strangers followed them down the roads, whispers trailing in their wake. Taehyung's heart sank further with every murmured words. Taehyung, they knew Jungkook, they know we run away. I can feel it. Jungkook glanced back at Taehyung, his expression softening as he saw the fear in his eyes. He stopped walking and turned to face him, placing both hands on Taehyung's shoulder. Jungkook, Taehyung, listen to me. Let them think whatever they want. We are far from your father now. He can't control us here. As long as we are together, we will be okay. Do you trust me? Taehyung, I trust you. I'm scared. Jungkook, they stood like that for a moment, drawing strength from each other before continuing down the road. Jungkook kept a watchful eye on their surroundings. The dusty path led them to a small, humble house tucked away at the edge of the village. The walls were withered and chipped, and the roof patched in places, but it stood firm amidst the greenery surrounding it. Jungkook walked ahead, his step confident yet silent, while Taehyung followed closely, his curiosity. Taehyung, Jungkook, where are we? Whose house is this? He asked, his voice short but full of questions. Jungkook didn't answer right away. Instead, he pushed open the key wooden door and stepped inside, motion for Taehyung to follow. The interior was simple, bare wall, a small table in the corner, and a single bed with the old quiet. As his eyes landed on the photo frame on the table, a much younger Jungkook standing, he asked, turning to Jungkook, who had leaned against on the doorframe. Jungkook nodded slowly, his gaze drifting around the room as if it carried memories he hadn't visited in a long time. Taehyung's eyes widened. He had always known Jungkook as his stoic and capable bodyguard. someone who seems to belong to the same world of luxury and power as him. But seeing this side of Jungkook, a glimpse into his humble beginnings, was something he hadn't expected. You from here? I never knew. Jungkook gave a faint smile, though it didn't quite reach his eyes. Jungkook, there is a lot you don't know about me, Taehyung. This house, it's all I have left from my family. They are gone now, but I kept this place. I never thought I would come back here, but it's the only place. Taehyung's heart ached at the weight in Jungkook's voice. He stepped closer, reaching out to gently touched Jungkook's arm. You brought me to your home. You trust me that much? Jungkook gazed softened as he looked at Taehyung. Jungkook, of course I do. You are the only person I trust, Taehyung. And I will do anything to protect you, even if it means coming back to a place I thought I had left behind. Taehyung felt a lump in his throat as he looked at Jungkook, seeing the sacrifice he was making for him. Without thinking, he threw his arms around Jungkook, hugging him tightly. Taehyung, thank you for everything. I promise I wouldn't let you regret this. Jungkook wrapped his arm around Taehyung, holding him close. Jungkook, as long as you are safe, Taehyung, that's all that matters. As Jungkook and Taehyung held each other, a loud, cheerful voice broke the silence, followed by the sound of bruising footsteps. Boy, Jungkook, is that really you? I thought I would never see you again. A young man burst into the house, his face lightened up when he spotted Jungkook. He looked around Taehyung's edge with a playful energy radiating off him. His clothes were simple but neat, and his eyes sparkling with excitement. Jungkook immediately released Taehyung and turned towards the boy. His stern expression softened into one of surprise and affection. Jungkook, Jimin, what are you doing here? How would you even know I was back? Jimin, grinning and walked straight up to Jungkook, clapping him on his shoulder. Jimin, this is my village too, remember? News travels fast. Old Mrs. Park saw someone sneaking towards your house and said it was probably you. I couldn't believe it, so I ran over. How are you, man? It's been years. Jungkook's lips curled into a small smile, and the kind Taehyung had rarely seen. Jungkook, I'm okay. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Jimin's smile fluttered slightly as his gaze shifted to the bruises on Jungkook's face and body. Jimin, okay? You don't look okay. Jungkook, what happened to you? Jungkook shook his head, brushing off the question. Jungkook, it's a longer story. Let's just say I have been through a lot, but what about you? How have you been? Jimin crossed his arm, clearly not satisfied with the answer, but deciding to let it go. For now, his eyes drifted to Taehyung, who had been silently observing the interaction. Jimin, and who is this? Before Jungkook could answer, Jimin grinned with him, and he leaned closer to Taehyung, studying him with the extra curiosity. Jimin, wait a second. Wealthy looking clothes, soft hands, and standing way too close to Jungkook. Don't tell me is this your boyfriend, Jungkook? Jungkook's face immediately turned red and he saw Jimin a warning glare. Jimin, oh come on, Jungkook. You're blushing, that's all the confirmation I need. Taehyung, who had been quiet until now, couldn't help but smile slyly. Taehyung, I guess you could say I am more than just his boyfriend. Jungkook groaned, turning a hand over his face while Jimin's eyes widened in mock shock. Jimin, more than a boyfriend? Oh, this just keep getting better. Jungkook, the tough, no-nonsense guy I used to know, really finally got himself a pretty boy who is got him all flustered. I need to write this down. Jungkook, Jimin, I swear. Jimin, laughing and held up his hands in surrender. Jimin, okay, I will stop. But seriously, Jungkook, It's good to see you like this. You look happier. Jungkook gazed softened and he glanced at Taehyung, who was looking back at him with quiet affection. Jungkook, yes, I am. Jimin, good. You deserve it, Jungkook. Both of you do. The atmosphere lightened. Taehyung felt a sense of normalcy creeping in. Jungkook had a piece of his past year, a friend who clearly cared about him, and that gave Taehyung hope that maybe, just maybe, they could rebuild their lives together. Taehyung kissed Wooden wandered around the small house. He just lighted up with he moved from one corner to another, running his fingers lightly over the old wooden furniture, the faded photographs, and the simple but charming decor. His excitement was visible, and he looked at Jungkook with wide eyes. Saying, Jungkook, this place is it's cozy. Jungkook is standing by the doorway, crossing his arm, his expression guarded. He wasn't looking at the house with the same warmth and was. Instead, his mind was racing with doubts. Jungkook, this house is nothing compared to where you have used to live in. Taehyung, your father gave your servants better homes than this. Taehyung turned towards Jungkook, frying at the safe, discreting tone in his voice. Taehyung, so what if it's not fancy? I don't care about that, Jungkook. Jungkook lowered his gaze, his fingers curling into fist at his sides. Jungkook, you say that now, but what if you get tired? Taehyung walked up to Jungkook, placing a hand on his cheek and forcing him to meet his eyes. Taehyung, stop it, Jungkook. Stop thinking like that. I didn't fall in love with you because of what you have or where you come from. I love you. If it, this is your home, then it's mine too. And honestly, I think it's perfect. Jungkook's heart attached at Taehyung's was. Taehyung smiled softly, brushing his thumb across Jungkook's cheek. Taehyung, beside, it's not the house that matters. It's who I am with, and as long as I'm with you, Jungkook, I will be happy. No mansion or luxury could ever compare to that. Jungkook stared at him for a moment, the tension in his shoulders slowly melting away. He pulled Taehyung into a tight embrace, holding him as if afraid to let go. You are mine, so you better get used to it. Jimin, who had been quietly observing the exchange from the corner, couldn't help but interrupted with a teasing grin. Jimin, wow, Jungkook, I don't know how you got so lucky, but you better keep this one close. He is a keeper. Jungkook shot him a warning look, but there was no hiding the small smile tugging at his lips. Jungkook, I know. As the comforting warmth of the small house settled over them, Taehyung's stomach let out a small, soft crow, making him glance sleepily at Jungkook. Taehyung, Jungkook, let's make something to eat. I'm starving. Jungkook blinked, then looked towards the small kitchen in the corner. With a faint smile, he walked over and opened a few cabinets only to find them nearly empty. Empty except for some old spaces and mismatched and sucked, and he scratched the back of his neck, feeling embarrassed. Jungkook, there is nothing here. I haven't been back in years, so I didn't think to stock anything. Then watch him for a moment. Nothing. The helpless look on Jungkook's face, a grin slowly spread across Taehyung's lips as he reached into his bag. Taehyung, oh, how could I forget? I brought noodles with me. Jungkook turned. Taehyung, of course I I couldn't leave the house without some emergency snacks. You never know when you will need them. Jungkook's lips quite into a small smile as he shook his head, his heart warming at Taehyung's enthusiasm. Jungkook, you really think of everything, didn't you? Taehyung puffed out his chest playfully, pretending to look proud. Taehyung, well, one of us has to. Now, come on, help me find a pot. Let's make these noodles the best meal ever. Jungkook clenched softly, rumming around until he found an old pot. He cleaned it quickly while humming a cheerful tune to lighten the mood. You know, for a bodyguard, you are surprisingly bad at keeping your kitchen ready. What would you have done if I hadn't brought these noodles? Jungkook smiled, leaning against the counter as he watched them stir the noodles. Jungkook, I would have figured something out, maybe catch a fish or two. Sure, you would probably strive without me. Jungkook reached out and ruffled Taehyung's hair. His smile growing. Jungkook, maybe a case I'm lucky here. You are here then. Taehyung glanced up at him, his cheeks turning pink at the unexpected affection. Taehyung, well, you would better remember that. Now sit down and I will serve you some of my special instant noodles. Jungkook did as he was told, sitting at the small table while Taehyung poured the steaming noodles into one. Cook thanks Taehyung. Taehyung smiled, taking a big bite of his noodles. Taehyung, for what? Jungkook looked at him, his gaze soft, full of meaning. Jungkook, for making even this feel perfect. Taehyung paused for a moment, his heart fluttering those before grinning widely. Taehyung, well, get used to it. I'm not going anywhere. Jungkook, they ate in comfortable silence, the sound of their laughter and the clicking of spoons fitting the smallest house, turning it into a place of comfort and love. To continue. Big storm is going to come, but before that, they are gonna have some peaceful, happy moment. Hope you will enjoy this. I know this is an easy feeling, but it is gonna be a happy ending story, so be sure about that and keep reading. I will see you again in the next episode. Bye bye. Love you. Bye.